Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, a new game out by Killerfish Games, which is a game that looks at the South Pacific campaign in 1942, specifically the Guadalcanal operations for the campaign. Operation Watchtower, which is the Allied campaign in the game. Our objective is to take Guadalcanal, to take the Florida Islands, and Melilla. We have landed troops on Guadalcanal, probably the most difficult. Melilla is unoccupied. I'm guessing the Florida Islands are not too heavily occupied. But we've landed on Guadalcanal, which was a level 5 airfield yesterday. We did bombard it with heavy cruisers to reduce it to a level 4. We have about 1,389 troops on the island right now, out of a total force that's been landed of 1,750. We've burned through about 1/7 of our... or no, not 1/7. We've burned through 200 of our 1,400... Actually, yeah, 1/7. 200 of our 1,400 supplies so far. And we need to probably get more supplies, but the more immediate concern, as you can tell by the strength chart, is getting additional reinforcements to Guadalcanal. And to that end, I have started the process of what I'm referring to as the Murica Express, or Murica Express. You can see here we have a task force of 9 warships. That task force consists of, 4 destroyers, 3 light cruisers, and 3 heavy cruisers. I actually think we should probably add an additional 2 destroyers to this task force to strengthen it a bit. I don't think we have enough destroyer support. So to that end, we're also going to go ahead and add a couple of new destroyer units here. So let's go ahead and... oh, not that. Let's go ahead and select New Hebrides, choose New Sea, and then I'm going to add 2 new destroyers just to make sure that we've got adequate protection. We'll just go with the Farragut class. They're the cheapest, so I'm assuming they'll be decent. If we take a look at their weapon systems here, depth charges for anti-submarine. In terms of sensors, they've got noise level, active detection 110, passive sonar 14 nautical miles, active sonar. And this is bullshit. I never pick anything up on passive sonar, by the way. So this is 14 nautical miles, 110%. What if I switch to a different class? The Porter, 1410, Mahan, 1410, Gridley, 1410, 110, 14110, 14110. These all these U.S. destroyers seem to more or less be modeled the exact same as far as their submarine detection abilities. Joker85, thanks for the follow. So we're going to go ahead and just pick the cheapest one in that case. So let's go back to, what was it again? The Farragut. So we're going to go ahead and purchase 2 Farraguts. Wait, that wasn't the cheapest, was it? The Porter's cheaper. Interesting. All right, we'll guess we'll do 1 Porter, 1 Farragut. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to merge them. So once we're done with that, that'll be 12 points. We're going to go ahead and pick Task Force 5. And go ahead and merge. Recipient group at 10 ships. So apparently your task forces can only have up to 10 ships. Interesting. So I could only add 1 destroyer to them. I can't click the damn... Alright. So where does that put number 10? Number 10 is here. 9 is here. So 1, 3, and 4 are destroyers. And then 6 and 7 feel like they should be destroyers as well, but I can only get 1 of those to be a destroyer, so I guess I hate the idea of a light cruiser on one flank, but it'll just sort of have to be. And then we'll swap the San Juan and the Porter. So the San Juan and the Astoria will be on the inside of the line. The heavy cruisers will be the 2, 5, 8 slots. Light cruisers in 9, 10, and 6 slots. Destroyers in 1, 3, 4, and 7 slots. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just double check our cargo situation here. So we did add the... where did I put it? That new destroyer, the Porter. So if we go to cargo here, that means we can also carry another 250 troops. So on this task force, we're going to be carrying 250, 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500. We're going to be carrying 1,750 new troops. We're going to be more than doubling the force on the island, and we are going to get these guys out to sea. So let's go ahead and select. Actually, let's just go ahead and get them going. We have a destroyer coming in from receiving some damage from an enemy. I guess she's the one survivor of an enemy submarine, I think, that attacked its task force. It looks like float planes are following it. More enemy ships spotted near Port Moresby? Oh, these guys are retreating, right? So Port Moresby was recently bombarded by enemy ships, and they destroyed our airfield, so I no longer have Avenger dive bombers, or sorry, torpedo bombers. We did sink the Congo, the enemy battleship Congo, so if we actually go in and take a look at losses, you can see our own losses are 17 ships for 117,000 tons, 68 aircraft loss. You can see we've got most of our tonnage is actually is cargo ships. I think we've lost about 60,000 tons, actually 72,000. I think 84,000 tons of our shipping lost has been cargo ships. The enemy, on the other hand, hasn't lost a single cargo ship, but has lost 22 warships for 144,000 tons, including in this last stream here on August 26th, earlier today. The Congo battleship was killed or sunk as it was approaching, or actually leaving Port Moresby by our torpedo bombers, which we no longer can base out of Moresby because the airfield's too small, but a good result in any event. All right, Task Force 5, go ahead and I'm gonna try and figure out the right way to get these guys here in the middle of the night, but just for the moment anyway, we'll go ahead and select this. I want them to arrive at night, just like the Japanese Tokyo Express, which I'm sort of modeling this on. We're gonna go up the northern route and then fall back to Renelli Island, where we've got an airfield with fighters that can provide some cover for our force. It's also for this destroyer. All right, so things are moving. Let's zoom back. Enemy submarine, awesome. So it is 1400 hours. I'm going to go ahead and form up a new B-17 group. We're going to go after these enemy submarines because B-17s are my killer ASW weapon. They just carpet bomb the enemy submarine and it dies. All right. Task Force encounter must be resolved. Task Force 5. Fucking A. Another enemy sub, huh? So we're getting attacked by an enemy submarine as we're coming up from Renelli Island. The enemy's lost like 8 submarines. I did look at the OOB, and they have a total of 26 subs that they have access to. So in theory, this could be a pretty big sub force, but we've already destroyed like almost a third of what they have at their disposal. All right, let's just, before we get involved in this battle, let's go ahead and release this guy. Back to port. So we get the full 6 points back because she's not damaged. All right, so let's go ahead and, I guess, go right into the battle now. All right, everybody, so at this point in the stream, this battle wouldn't load. We had some kind of bug that caused the loading of the combat screen to freeze, and I couldn't get out of it. I tried to reload the autosave, which typically it seems like autosaves at the very beginning of every new battle, and that did not work. So then I had to go back and reload the save at the start of the stream, and so you're going to have a little bit of a jerky, pull out of here and bring back into to a new save here just to kind of get around that. I did want to show you my task force creation and sort of the beginning of the stream, so that's why I didn't cut out the full first 8 minutes, but just as an FYI, we had a crash, so we had to reload. So we'll see, ship spotted near Port Moresby, that's exactly what we saw before. Enemy aircraft spotted. Sent some wildcats out to go intercept the damn patrol plane just to lessen the risk of... Ignore. The Hebrides is ready to launch aircraft. So these wildcats, we'll go into the world with these wildcats and see if we can't destroy this enemy patrol plane that's being a little bit of a nuisance. Turn the radar on. All right. Attack. This should be relatively easy, like flotting like swatting a fly. So we're closing in on this enemy float plane. You can see it's a little dot up ahead. And I'm assuming we'll shoot this guy down. Damn straight, Pascabar. It is the America Express, or America Express, or whatever you want to call it. Really? Just the lead plane fired and they missed? Second group fired on it, and no better. Well, those head-on passes may not be the best way to intercept enemy aircraft. I do love watching the aircraft in the formations sort of fly around and zip by left and right. That third-person camera can be pretty cool in that regard. All right. Looks like Wildcat 3's in the lead. Wildcat 4 shooting dangerous behind her. Looked like Wildcat 4 probably got her from behind there. But in any event, we shot down the enemy float plane, and it's a goner. Welcome to another episode of Why Am I Awake? Sorry, Godanon. Maybe you should not watch me and try and go get some sleep. All right. So that enemy float plane is gone. And so far, no detection of any of those sub. Oh, there we go. So the enemy sub is here. So we'll go ahead and set these B-17s off to go get it. It's a bold move to have your sub within 100 nautical miles of the main Allied fleet base. All right, so I think we have to enter into the world to see if we can detect this sub. It's raining, which may make it difficult for us to spot the guy. No, guess not. We spotted him straight away. So go ahead and attack him. Issue those orders for the bombers to get in there. We'll have this third formation attack. We'll just have them all attack at the same way here. Nice rainy day. I got to imagine the sub would probably be fairly safe in this scenario. Devontia, the sub will probably stay at periscope depth, and if a sub was getting hit by like 40 2,000-pound bombs just 30 feet above it, it would be pretty fucked. That being said, I do think that, you know, I don't know how quickly it would be able to get below the surface if it just gets below the surface like 10 seconds before the bombs start to fall. Look at those 3 wings of 4. They look pretty sweet. One might wonder if they'll even be able to dive the boat in time this time. Maybe they'll get hit on the surface. They're firing the anti-aircraft gun. Weren't the Japanese boats, generally speaking, slow divers? There's the bombs. You can see them falling. Oh, rip. Rip. Direct hit by a bomb there. I can't imagine a 2,000-pound bomb directly hitting a sub is going to lead it to be... No worry, guys. It's okay. Let's see if she keeps losing depth. That'll kind of tell us if she's going to sink. I just helped him dive very rapidly. That's an interesting way of looking at it, Co. Italian subs served in the Pacific? Really? Where were they based out of? And did they do anything? Yeah, I think she's a goner, guys. I think she's I mean, a 2,000-pound bomb on the bow of a sub would almost certainly wreck her. But she seems to be headed down. I imagine there would be no bow. Yeah, there is some damage modeling on the images. Like, you can see it gets all pockmarked when it takes a hit. But the damage modeling could be better. She's got to be close to crush depth. There she goes, trying to blow emergency ballast. We'll see if it makes a difference for her. Probably not. She's still angled down. I don't think she's coming up. I think she's a goner. We'll get a crush depth, you know, just basically it disappearing into nothing if she sinks. Hey SEO, hope you're having a good one. You just got to close the bulkheads, Co. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe they didn't order it to dive, Swasage. Maybe they just started going under. Hey, Paint Patrol. She's going down, right? Like, she's still losing depth? I can't really tell anymore. She's rising? Come on. Oh, she is rising. God damn. I don't think I can send my bombers down to strafe her. I just flipped on time compression to see what happens here. She does appear to be rising. Yeah, we could send some Avengers out. I did not defeat the Japanese at Guadalcanal yet. Heavy and critical flooding. I gotta imagine she's gonna sink. So let's do this. Let's do new air. Oh, I can't launch for like 15 minutes. Or less than that, really. Alright, so the B-17s are out there. New air. Let's send some Avengers. Do we want to give them depth charges or high explosive bombs? What do we think is a better... I'm torn because if we catch her on the surface, depth charges may not be the best option. Rocket, you think? Sure, let's go for rockets. Bombs? You guys just want to see rockets. Rockets will be cool. Alright. Can I enter the world? Like, is the enemy sub still there? The B-17s are still on map, too. Just waiting to see if we spot the bastard. Nah, Pascabar, nothing in this stream anyway. I guess we can try and head north. I'm guessing that's the direction that she'll go. Oh, there we go. Thanks for the follow, Corbin X. Alright, we're going to get these aircraft down on top of the sub. Alright. Begin the attack, Avengers. The B-17s are still here. Where are these guys? It said we spotted them. So far, no indication of where these bad guys are. No sign of the enemy submarine yet. These guys also don't have any bombs left, so... I'm sure the rain doesn't help spotting distances. I was really hoping the enemy would be here. Alright, let's try and spot our being a little bit more persistent. We'll let the B-17s get out of there. Well, these guys' endurance is almost toast, so they're not gonna find him. Can we enter the world? Any chance we spot him? I don't think, like, where the ship is spotted on the map has anything to do with where you see him in game. Yeah, Newhauser, I know you say go north, but that's never mattered in my experience in this game. Where you see him on the strategic map pretty much never maps to where they are in the tactical map. But we'll fly north for a little bit and see if maybe they're up this way. I guess we could send this other group. Oops. We'll send one of these groups a slightly different direction. Worked for you on a couple of surface engagements, Lake? Good to know. I have seen wildly different locations. Again, it's like it's not almost night, it's like 5 o'clock, but it's also raining, so you can see absolutely terrible visibility. You're too sleepy for proper English? Join the club, sir. I-400 was the biggest sub until the early nuke boats. I did not know that. Although it makes sense. I knew the Japanese built gigantic World War II subs. Bigger than the French sub that had like the 14-inch naval gun on it. Ooh, sweet. By the way, you guys get to see the rockets on the underside of these aircraft wing. Just looking for a target, boys. The game just needs sampans. Were there sampans in the Solomon Islands? Was that a thing? I mean, certainly around the Philippines and China, but... Don't mind us, boys. We're just out for a leisurely stroll. Oh, this is the engagement zone, the circle there. Well. Alright, well, we didn't get to him. So, can we do anything with any other air units here? I guess we can probably send more B-17s out. Since the Avengers are still in flight and they're on their way back because they're out of fuel. So they went west of the island. That was my problem. I picked the wrong direction. There we go. Alright. We spotted her, boys. And the rain has stopped. So we'll go ahead and drop another load of 2,000 pounders. We're just using up all sorts of ammo here. I'm sure our quartermaster's not a fan. Alright, so we're gonna turn these aircraft, get them in formation here. You can see these 3 flights of 17s are all turning. The enemy sub is below the surface? He already dove? It does look like he's trying to get some depth, too. So this should be interesting as he gets a little bit deeper if these bombs do anything against him. Because the B-17s are still going to drop, per my understanding, on that target. Well, Payne, the U.S. torpedoes did suck in this time frame, so... I've never seen an enemy sub dive that fast, by the way. The only bad thing is by clicking off the sub, I can no longer... Oh, shit. Oh, are they not going to drop? Oh, maybe they will. So what do they do? Make some emergency repairs? Where did the enemy sub go? Well, we'll find out once I drop the bombs if he stayed at periscope depth, but it did look to me like he was diving deeper. So if he gets deeper, then the bombs may not do anything against him. Gonna drop now? We're not gonna drop. Oh, there they go. Look at those gigantic 2,000-pounders dropping. Killing us a bunch of fish there. We'll give it like a minute or two at time compression just to see if it finished the enemy sub off. I'm gonna guess it didn't. It did look to me like the enemy sub was diving. And if it was diving, then that means that we wouldn't be able to hit it if it gets too deep. The B-17 Flying Fortress. An immaculate machine made by Boeing. One of the iconic aircraft of World War II. Less so in the Pacific. Didn't hurt it. Alright, so let's get back and can we do more air? No? It's too late? Damn it. The enemy sub is going to make it away. Release this ship. Alright, we released that destroyer from command. These guys are heading north toward Ranelli. The Chimeran will also head north toward Ramelli. This task force, meanwhile, is making its way north slowly now that the sun has come up. Well, that's great. New aircraft. Hey, wait a minute. Did I see... Were these guys able to carry bombs? It said none. No. It would have been cool if Wildcats could carry, like, rockets or something. They could in real life, right? All right, let's go intercept this guy down here. Can we get into battle here? We can. All right. So we'll have our ships turn on the radar that should uncover the enemy vessel right away. There we go. Your orders are to attack the enemy aircraft. Was the B-17 used much in the Pacific? Mostly B-24s, although in the Guadalcanal campaign they did deploy B-17s. They also used them at Midway, I believe. They sort of famously claimed that the B-17s were what sunk the Japanese carrier, and for a long time it was believed by a lot of people. But yeah, they diverted like 200 B-17s that were going to go to Europe to join the 8th Air Force to the Pacific during the Guadalcanal campaign. So it's appropriate during the Guadalcanal campaign. Dude, you waited to shoot till you were... What are you shooting at? Oh my god, these guys suck. Choose better angles. SEO B-17s were pretty... Oh my god, you guys. So I don't know if you can bomb... I've heard conflicting reports that you can use B-17s like to bombard bases like ships. I don't think that's true, but someone suggested on one of my comments today that you could, so maybe that. Otherwise, the B-17's best use is probably for anti-submarine warfare or scouting out enemy aircraft. Enemy ships. Which, you know, the B-17, because of its relatively long range, not as long as the 24, obviously, certainly would be a good scout. Also bombing airfields. They also used B-17s in skip bombing attacks at night at, like, Naval. So, attacking enemy ships from low altitude. Okay. Enemy fighters near Renelia, huh? Wonder what sent them that far south. Dive bombers near Renelia? Please be out of range of our... Yes! This is perfect, boys. This is perfect. We've intercepted an enemy dive bomber attack that is undoubtedly bound for our cargo ships on the way to Renelia Island, but we intercepted them well out to sea of our cargo ships, and so we can actually use our fighters to break up this attack before it gets there. Hopefully those escorts aren't in this fight. Just gotta find the damn things. Where are they? Come on, you can't tell me I didn't... They're just, like, not there. That would suck. They're around here somewhere, for Christ's sake. Stealth bombers by the Japanese Navy. Now they're going to end up hitting our shipping with our escorts having burnt all their fuel hunting for the damn things. Multiple battles in the game, or is this the only one? Coffee, there's two, well, I guess one campaign, but sort of you can play from the Japanese or Allied perspective. There's definitely multiple, like, tactical battles and custom battles, but there's only one campaign at this time. I really want to find these guys. What the fuck? Break formation. So it even says there's 0 aircraft. And I don't know if that's just because we didn't spot them or if there's legitimately 0 aircraft. So we're probably going to end up... Let's give these guys a different course. We'll send them directly east. Maybe they can avoid the bombers. Well, I'm confused now. The bombers are still up near Renelia? God damn it, now there's fighters down here. And I have to fight this, so they're gonna get strafed. There is a Japanese campaign for Guadalcanal. I never said there wasn't Big versus Dictivus. I'm just playing the American side. So 12 enemy fighters coming in here. We're going to break formation with these destroyers. Why is this guy not moving? What the hell are you moving so slow for? Break formation and turn. You're just a fucking sitting duck. Although maybe you're, if they're going to come up your ass, you might be less of a target. They're going to come at an angle, though. Oh, they're not even attacking you. Well, who are they going for? Are they going for the lead ship, the cargo ship? Not sure where that one is even going. It just got shot down, though. These guys are all coming in piecemeal. They don't seem to be targeting anything. That one's going down to strafe. Minor damage. Oh, those aren't dive bombers. They don't have level bombs. They're just flying straight over. This is very unusual and a little bit bizarre. Are they going to turn around and come back? Flank the MM. DP secondaries modeled for some ships, I believe. Not for all, but for some ships, I believe. Alright, well, let's just try and get out of here then. We've got to wait 3 minutes, but... Cargo ship did take, it says minor damage. There is a fire on board, but the damage control team's working on it. Okay. I'm kind of confused by the Japanese fighters' behavior in this. It feels a little bit... I don't know if it's a bug or just an issue, but usually they're pretty damn aggressive and just go straight down and strafe. But, like, we've got one formation that just flew overhead and didn't do anything. We had one that only one of their aircraft strafed, and these guys are all just sort of chilling back here. And I'm not sure why. Not that I'll complain. 2 minutes. Am I enjoying the game so far, Ivan? Yeah, I'm enjoying it quite a lot. Quite a bit. I'm enjoying it a lot. Whatever the proper English is. I don't know if it's an AI glitch. I'm not really sure. But either way, we've got to wait to get out. Man, this timer moves so damn slow. 3 Atlantas and a Wichita, and it was glorious to watch. Like, I mean, the Atlanta, when we had it with our North Carolina, was pretty fun until she took 3 bomb hits. But she escaped unscathed, or not unscathed, but she escaped to fight another day. Took a heavy damage, though, so she couldn't participate in that drubbing we put on that enemy cruiser task force. That was pretty cool, though, to see how the Japanese air power on Guadalcanal whittled down our task force in its way to try and clear the way for the landing party. But it was just a little bit too little, right? They sank the destroyer, they drove off the light cruiser, but then we still had 1 light cruiser and a destroyer and a battleship come in. We do have Lake, that other task force of ours, the Murica Express task force, does have 3 Atlantas in that task force. We've got 3 Atlantas, 4 destroyers, and then we've got 3 heavy cruisers. So I imagine that would be a pretty effective anti-aircraft screen. Yeah, I think it was pretty cool, Swasage. The only thing I was kind of wondering is, Taff in Exile had a really cool video that he did a couple days ago, where it was like cinematic, basically. So he did a video where somehow all the menu screens were gone, and it looked like you were just watching a video or a movie. And I'm not sure if he did like a really interesting way of capturing only a certain part of the screen. I suppose you could do it that way, or you could do it in post, but it was really cool either way. Okay, so there's an enemy submarine that we spotted with our Wildcats. I don't want to fight that, because if I do, it'll just mean we're getting torpedoed, so let's ignore that for now. The guy seems to be trailing me. Oh, nope, he banked back away. Meanwhile, Ranelli is still under fighter cover by the looks of it. So the enemy sub went back the other way. Let's pause this for a second. So let's send this guy, let's double this guy back and try and sneak around this way. Blood for the Blood God. Thank you very much for the sub, the prime sub here. Or actually, no, that's the tier 1 sub. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We're up to 66 subs on the channel now. That's pretty sweet, gotta say. All right, so this is going to be 8 hours. So he'd be arriving like broad daylight almost. So what we're going to do is we're going to send these cruisers over this way and kind of buy some time, just trying to stay out of it for about a day. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. This was a little bit of a less exciting episode, I think, than we have been doing in the past. But there was a fair bit of sub-hunting with aircraft, and I think some of that was interesting to watch. We formed some task forces to bring some additional reinforcements up to Guadalcanal, which we will see the results of probably in our next episode. And we're not too far away, I don't think, from beginning to consider the use of aircraft carriers. I know that's been something that's been asked for a bit. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead, and this was more or less an uncut episode. We'll probably do a little bit more editing in the future, but I know I had some comments last time around asking for a little bit more of a pure experience. And I thought some of the B-17 attacks and the attempt to use the Avengers against the enemy sub was kind of interesting. So until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying, as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.